It's 7:40. Let's do this. Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television. And what's interesting to note is that we're watching First Morning Live. We focus on all things weather, sponsored by Marco's Pizza, because we get hungry from time to time. But what's very fascinating to me is that warmer days are coming just before we get to the official start of winter. Winter starts on Sunday at 10:03 a.m. That's the winter solstice. You could have a party, you could send someone a tweet, direct message, but 10:03 astronomically is when winter begins. And we're coming off of what was a snowy 8 days ago in parts of Hampton Roads and the peninsulas. But later this week, we're going to get some rain that's going to come in, especially Thursday night and into Friday morning. But it was another chilly day today. I mean, at the door, 23 is cold. That's what I was expecting it to be, about 23. That's what it was in Virginia Beach, but to be fair, it was 20 in Chesapeake, it was 19 in Melfa, but it wasn't 19 in Norfolk. So we had a 4-degree bump. I mean, you're hardly going to be hard-pressed to feel 19 versus 23-degree difference. It was cold, but we did manage to make it up to 40 in Norfolk. That's an 8-degree improvement because yesterday was 32. And you say, you might be thinking, wait a minute, I thought you said it was going to be 44. Well, I did say 44. Virginia Beach hit 44. Chesapeake hit 45. So there's some variability. Our friends in Suffolk were 10 degrees warmer. They were at 50 today. Now, if you're on the call, we'd love to say hi to you. I got some comments, maybe one from yesterday. Is it more, please? No, it's snow, please. Snow, please. Joshua, great to have you on here. I know this was noted 23 hours ago. That's just the nature of the live stream. Some people are watching it live, some people aren't, but looks like you just got married. Congratulations to you, Joshua. Don't see much snow. You might have to shake the snow globe, if you have one, if you're dreaming of a white Christmas, because I think it's going to be warm, but the days after Christmas, namely 2 and 3 days after Christmas, I'm talking like the 27th, 28th December, it could be game on for more cold air. Doesn't mean snow, but you need cold air to have snow. And we are now coming out of a very deep trough, a very cold weather pattern, no doubt. Oh yes, we're just 9 days away from Christmas, so I thought I'd pull out Rudolph. I don't know about you watching the live stream right now, whether you're on the naughty or nice list, but I can tell you what, the temperatures this Christmas will be nice. Could be well into the 60s, maybe flirting with 70 in some parts. North Carolina and Hampton Roads, but precipitation, if we get a little bit of rain, would be naughty. And maybe a little bit, maybe in the morning. Some models would suggest that, 9 days out, and the winds could be breezy. So we'll put that on the naughty list. I had Jessica Larche during the 6 o'clock news on the nice list, and Kurt Williams on the naughty list. And he kind of chuckled and laughed. I said, we'll see if he's nice, if he gets all what he wants, or maybe he gets a coal in his stocking this year. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, got to keep moving because we got a lot to talk about. Did I mention that it's virtually clear right now? Few high clouds coming through. I want to import the newer comments, but you can clearly see the surface map shows high pressure anchored over southeastern Georgia tonight, and a southwest wind is continuing to funnel in here at this particular time. So I want to check in with any comments that might be new. I'm just going to import them very quickly here. It's really easy for me to do with my system because it's all me here all alone just importing these comments. But if you have a comment you would like to add, I got Marilyn Bell. She wants to say hi to everybody. And I'll come back on the screen here and read her comment via the telestrator. She says here, good evening, everyone. Sunny and a little warmer here in East Tennessee. Our mountains have snow, so the Smoky Mountains have snow, but not here in my valley. So sometimes that's the way it goes. Marilyn understands this very well because she followed me for many years when I was in Tennessee. And it was interesting, too, because that's sometimes the way the snowflake falls or the cookie crumbles. No doubt about that. Now, temperatures are certainly going to be warming up the next couple of days. I got a follow-up here from Taj Brown, who I think has a birthday coming up. If not, let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Taj. Tell me the day, and I'll be sure to give you a prop and a happy birthday. But he says, hey, First Warning Live, and I got a good follow-up note from Kim Thompson-Jones, also saying good evening, David, and First Warning Live friends. So let's keep moving. Did I mention you can save some money? Why not? It's the holidays. It's not Cyber Monday. We'll call it Cyber Tuesday, or maybe a 50% off Tuesday, because today's Tuesday, and for the rest of this week, you really can enjoy the deal of the week. Our friends at Marco's is providing you, at no cost to you and no coupon clipping, 50% off anything you order at marcos.com. All you have to do at the checkout is utilize the promo code on the screen. That's WTKR50. And if you put that in there, half the bill will come off immediately. But there's a catch. Oh, you knew there'd be a catch. You have to use one of the 6 stores on the screen. These are the contest locations. They will provide the 50% off pizza. There's 3 in Virginia Beach, 2 in Chesapeake, 1 in Norfolk. And if you want to go one step further, if 50% off isn't good enough for you, I don't know what wouldn't be, but how about free pizza? If you go to our webpage, WTKR.com/Marcos, on Thursday we'll announce the free winner, the pizza winner. They'll be getting somebody in the listening audience will receive the pizza for a year certificate. It's free pizza. 1 large, 1 topping pizza every month for free, and we use this like a punch card. So if you get it in December, you could get 1 large, 1 topping pizza this month, and then you would have it 11 months into 2026. That's pretty sweet. That saves you a lot of money. So whether you're in the camp of, hey, I want to get 50% off, why don't I even know what they make? Well, they make pizza. They make pozzolis, pizza bowls, subs, cheesy bread, wings, salads, desserts. They got great Cinna squares, all of it. Maybe you want a chicken fresco pizza, a deluxe, a Philly with melty white cheese sauce, all at 50% off. It's very easy to do if you use the promo code WTKR50. And again, very happy that we have Marcos as a sponsor. And if you're not familiar with the pozzoli, it's kind of like a calzone or a stromboli. It's pictured there on the left. Pepperoni and sausage is my favorite. All right, got to keep moving. I got to show you this. While we are going to be cold tomorrow, we're going to be around 30 in the morning. We're already around like 35 now. We don't have far to fall, but the cooling process will be mitigated a little bit by the southwest wind. 7 a.m. tomorrow, the expectation is we'll have winds probably about 5 to 10 tomorrow, at least in the morning. It'll make it feel like it's 24. So think about this. Sunday, Monday, it was down to what? Sunday night, Monday morning, it felt like 9. Maybe this morning, maybe it felt like the teens. Well, tomorrow morning, it'll feel like about 24. 24 is what it's going to probably feel like for you when you step out the door tomorrow. And I can tell you as I go back over time here, let me go back here and see. Look at the Norfolk current situation. It is 7:46, by the way. We're at 33 already. We don't have far to fall. And in fact, some models would suggest our temperatures rise a bit as we start the day tomorrow. But we had a wind chill as low as 16 this morning between 4, 5, and 6 and 7 a.m. at Norfolk International. So it was cold, but by the time we hit about midday, here's 11 a.m., it'll feel like it's about 38 degrees by tomorrow. So my rain chances go way up on Friday, but this is so misleading. And I say it's misleading not because of trying to mislead you, but an 80% chance if I see that just from common eye, I'm thinking it's a washout, right? On Friday, it's not. It's concentrated in the morning. It's going to be coming in the morning and then clearing out rapidly the second half of the day. So if you sleep late, you work a third shift, maybe you're still in bed, the rain chances I think look like this. So I'll take this full screen. I really think that this is important to communicate to you so that your expectation is in line with what I think is going to happen. And midnight may very well be the peak of when the chance of rain comes in. You're waiting all day Thursday for this to increase. And then by the time we get to sunrise on Friday, it's pulling out of the station. It's pulling out of town. It's pulling out of your neighborhood. So the best chance of rain will come in around midnight, if not around 1 o'clock in the morning. So to say that, hey, we got an 80% chance of rain on Friday, it's really in the morning. So to kind of illustrate this, I showed this image yesterday, but it bears repeating. 5 o'clock Thursday, the time and the date is at the top right of the screen. You can see it's not really doing much in the Outer Banks at 5 p.m. on Thursday. Now it'll change as we get toward evening, starts to fill in, especially there's midnight, 1 a.m. So this is the time where we're all pretty much getting doused with rain, maybe a rumble of thunder, can't rule that out. But as that front pushes away, by the time the sun's up on Friday morning, by 6, 7, 8 o'clock, while many are out the door, things have vastly improved, the intensity is gone, and the rest of the day looks like the clouds are moving out. Starts to turn sunny on Friday afternoon, but the temperatures are falling. So we may have an early high, I'll say this, early high that's 58 near 60, and then it's in the 40s for the second half of the day. So even though the sun's out, it gets colder. It's kind of like it's a swap, it's a switcheroo, how Mother Nature is going to play that game with us as this front comes to town. Rainfall potential, it's a fair question. How much are we going to get? Models like the European suggest 0.75. Maybe an inch to an inch and a third in Edenton and maybe Nag's Head or maybe Duck or Kitty Hawk. But maybe 0.75 might be more common if you're in Norfolk or Virginia Beach, half inch maybe around Cape Charles. Now, the European's not the only model in town. There's going to be some that disagree and some thinks it's way higher than a half inch in the Eastern Shore. This one wants to put almost 2 inches. around Exmoor, Cape Charles. So, I mean, what's one to believe? Is it really 2 inches in the Outer Banks, or is it 1.3? Well, if you took a blend of the two, you probably within an inch, I think, is reasonable to expect. At least an inch is probably going to be reasonable, because this could be skewing higher. The European might be skewing lower. Either way, we're going to get some beneficial rain out of this scenario. Got some other comments. Want to say hi to you. Let's see here. Oh, Taj, listen to that. I didn't realize this Friday, which is, by the way, the 19th of December, is your birthday, if I understand correctly. And it's not a First Warning Live night. Well, in spirit, we'll be there. We'll have to put out a post either in the comments section or a post all unto itself. Happy birthday, Taj. But anyway, appreciate you watching, as you are a regular viewer and you're usually very good with trivia questions. I got one coming up here in mere moments because I want to keep this interactive. It is now 7:50. We're trying to get through the bulk of what to expect in the rain department this week. It really comes in late Thursday and into Friday morning, and some models are a little more aggressive. Now, if you go back 8 days ago, we had 0.8 inches on Monday the 8th, the 8th of December in Norfolk International. Some had way more than that. Some had 3, 4. Some of you around, say, Williamsburg, Yorktown might have had 4 or 5 inches. But how much do you have now? I don't have anything now. You see what I mean? So it's easy snow, easy go. That's what I call it. So for the season, Norfolk's had an inch. We have nothing to show for it now. And many of you that did get pounded 8 days ago with multiple inches of snow probably don't have much to talk about other than some great memories. So that's why I said if you're dreaming of that for Christmas, you're going to be greatly disappointed, sadly. But I do see some really cold air coming back about 2 to 3 days after Christmas. About the 27th, 28th is certainly on the table for another cold snap. Here are my headlines as we take a look at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. They've got holiday lights there tonight. Warmer days are ahead. 50s and 60s, like to keep it simple to end the work week. The next rain chance, we've already dived into that. That's later Thursday into Friday morning. And then lastly, a drier weekend outlook, near normal temperatures or slightly below. I think Saturday, 47, we could classify that as slightly below, but at least Saturday to me looks mostly sunny. So it looks really like a pretty decent weekend. Saturday will be near normal, about 55 on Sunday, as the way things are shaping up right now. So that's your weather headlines in a nutshell. Let's keep moving. It's 7:52. Got more things to cover. And one thing to note is the current conditions, virtually clear, although see some clouds maybe into Virginia Beach. These are the images that are projected or drawn from the METARs, which are the airport codes. So if you're a pilot, the word METAR is nothing new to you. If you're used to flying in aviation, usually it's described as scattered, broken, or overcast. And if you say broken on TV, everybody thinks, well, what's wrong with the clouds? I didn't know they were broken. It's more like partly to mostly cloudy. So you have basically virtually clear skies. And tonight, because of the waning crescent moon, just 10%, my mom calls that the hangnail moon. Maybe that's a better description for some, but the waning crescent moon may very well be visible tonight in a neighborhood near you. Now, as we take a look at tomorrow's planner, 33, we're going from sun to clouds. Sunshine to start. That's really nice. Sun's up at 7:12, but goes to bed at 4:50. By noontime, we should cloud up. By 4 o'clock, it'll still be mostly cloudy, and even at 7, mostly cloudy skies is what I expect. But normal high is 54. So, I mean, it's been a slow, gradual warm-up, but given the fact that we were 32 yesterday, Norfolk, 40 today, 44 Virginia Beach, but still 40, that's 8 degrees higher than we were yesterday, and then we're going to go another 14 degrees tomorrow. So hopefully we'll shake some of this bitterly cold air away so that you can enjoy the days leading up to Christmas, which again, of course, is just 9 days away. And we're on the third night of Hanukkah. We're 10 days away from Kwanzaa. So 33 is our current temperature here at 7:54 in Hampton, 32 in Currituck, Kitty Hawk 37, Manios 35, Cape Charles already down to 29. So some really cold air. Amelfa's at 25, Wallops Island at 29. So this cold air, when you couple it with the wind that's still moving, it does drop the feels like temperature maybe a degree or so. But even 33 or 34 makes it feel like it's in the 20s. So I'm expecting lows tonight, generally in the upper 20s. Clearly Cape Charles, 32, you've already surpassed that. My anticipation for Cape Charles is that you may see your temperatures rise overnight with a southwesterly breeze or wind. 27 in Cortland, 29 in Smithfield, expecting a low in Moyock. around 28 degrees by morning. Now here's the temperature trend. This is great news. This is music to some of your ears if you're a warm weather fan. If you like warmer weather, many people do and they live here, they want to see some warmer air even in December. 60s we're expected to be. That would put us 6 degrees above normal. And the 58 has a down arrow there for a reason. Now we could still be around 60, maybe even higher at midnight, but once the sun comes up, it's like when you lose in Pac-Man. Boo, boo, boo. Well, you suddenly start to see your temperatures drop and you end the afternoon with sunshine in the 40s. It will drop just like we did on Sunday. Sunday we had an early high in the 40s and we finished a lot colder as the hours went by. Saturday 47, 55 on Sunday. Time now for trivia. I know some of you love the trivia. I give props to meteorologist Tony Nargi for this one too. What state in the lower 48 holds the record for the coldest temperature? Is it, or was it rather, was it A, Montana, B, Minnesota, or C, North Dakota? So curious to know what you think as I cool up my computer and laptop. So I want to make sure I got this right. How many of you are watching live? If you are, great chance to say hi. Got a note from Brenda Stewart. She's got a follow-up here, says, great job, although that was maybe left about 3 minutes ago. Thank you very much, Brenda. Glad to have you here. And love your photo. Looks like someone had a birthday for you. Lots of cake cake and candles there. Love it, Brenda. Thank you for sharing that. And Ambler wants to have a question. What's the next snow day here? Well, it may not be until perhaps maybe next year. Right? Next year is just a few weeks or a few days away. So 2026 doesn't look that far off, but I do think we've got the potential for another cold snap. That's because cold air is inherently dry, but Ambler's question is well taken. I do think we have a great shot at getting cold around the 27th, 28th of December, almost to the tune of, well, what's really cold at Virginia Beach might not be obviously cold to Minnesota or North Dakota or Montana, which are our three choices here, but for Virginia Beach standards, by the time we get to 27th, 28th of December, I expect it to be very, very cold. I got a follow-up question from Taj, and he is guessing A. A would be Montana. So to restate the question, what state in the lower 48 holds the record for the coldest temperature? Is it A, Montana, B, Minnesota, or C, North Dakota? In fact, Taj has a string since he's the birthday kid and guy this week. He is correct. It is Montana. In 1954, it was January 20th. It was negative 70. Are you kidding me? No. Actually, that translates to negative 56.7 Celsius at Rogers Pass, Montana on January 20th, 1954. It's a record that still stands for the continental U.S. And even near the high elevation. But still, amazing stuff, negative 70. And I don't know if anybody is there to live to tell about it, but I can't even imagine how do I need to drip my faucets? Maybe. Yeah, I would say yeah, 100%. I don't even know if I'd have pipes if my home had to deal with the negative 70. But maybe I'm off base by the fact that I wasn't around in 1954. I'm just telling you some of the interesting stats that we get from Guinness World Records. And again, Tony Nargi sharing this picture and also this update with us for the trivia today from our noon show. By the way, the polar vortex, I'd like to show you how the Arctic air rotates counterclockwise, but sometimes there can be a displacement. That displacement can be cause for a reversal, and some of that cold air will pour down from Canada and down into a neighborhood like our neighborhoods did this past week, back on Sunday into Monday. And when that happens, sometimes it can catch people off guard. In the same manner that what catches a stand-up paddleboard person off guard is when a speedboat comes racing by and they didn't see it and they fall off the board and they suddenly have to sit down because I can't hold my dog and handle these waves, and all of a sudden I'm in the water if I'm not careful. But that's my analogy. I mentioned to you back on the 1st of December, I said we've got some really warm air between 6 and 31 miles up. This is the stratosphere, and if you do it in a little bit close-up view, it really warms up just north of Lake Superior around the 1st of December. This was an actual observation, and I think by the time we get closer to about the 27th, 28th of December, some of the effects of this will be felt, and some of the cold air will be here. Because again, as I've said before, if we remember from middle school, warm air rises, cold air sinks. So if it's getting really warm at that level, and what I'm picturing is about, what I'm showing you on this image is about 10 or 11 miles up, but that big stretch of 6 miles to 31 miles, it's not handled by the modeling. So everybody's, oh, the models don't show that, doesn't really show it really cold around that time. Give it time. It'll come in like clockwork, and I do think we're going to find some very cold air as we finish out the calendar year of 2025. Now, you can see the upper air pattern shows it ebbs and flows. I do think it's rather warm for Christmas, but if you look at the bigger picture here, there's more where this cold air came from. You can see it rotates around like a lobe, and it's just one piece of energy, like the tide at the ocean front, right? It's high tide, it's low tide. It's warm tide, it's cold tide. And this cold snap will come down, I think, later on this month. We did hit 40 today. The record high is 79 from 1971. What is astonishing is when you look at the high temperatures for the month, we're now running roughly 10 degrees below normal for the first 16 days. That's astonishing. 2 weeks have been below normal, and 32 yesterday, 40 today. This was a normal day. 58 was the normal high for December 2nd, and we hit 58. But we did at 58 again on Saturday, but that was again later. The normals have dropped down to about 55 by this point, so this was an above normal 58. So even still, 10 degrees below average is pretty astonishing, and that's where we are. Now, I'd like to show you airport delays. It's kind of a carryover from Thanksgiving weekend. Sometimes delays can be carried on by the weather. We do have weather happening, but it looks like all the airlines look like they're doing fine, at least generally speaking. If you're in the military and you've got family out west, they're dealing with more showers and storms. It looks like mainly rain around Seattle, maybe some snow in the Cascades, further south into Northern California, and stretching down toward Reno, Nevada. They've got some rain there in parts of maybe Medford, Oregon, and back into parts of Nevada. We come back to the middle part of the country, a couple of showers in South Dakota, and even some snow, maybe rain snow, moving across parts of the Great Lakes, well north of Buffalo at this point. Nothing to see as I zoom back out. Nothing really to see other than a few showers around Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. But coming back home, really not much to see over here. Got some notes here that might still be on here. Luke Alvarez, want to say hi. Luke, always a friendly face here. Is it going to be cold at night in Island, North Carolina? It'll be cold. We talked about the wind chill is going to be in the mid-20s. And some of us may actually dip into the mid to upper 20s briefly now, and then see your temperatures rise a bit under the southwesterly breeze. It doesn't have to be much, but that southwest wind, a warm weather direction, may actually help rise or cause the temperatures to rise a bit before daybreak tomorrow. Here are the current temperatures. It's now 8:02, so we did drop a degree, to be fair. Expecting 30 for Norfolk. It's already 34, but Chesapeake's 29. And 31 in Portsmouth right now, 36 Virginia Beach. Our friends in Moyock are 32. Elizabeth City, Currituck, both freezing at 32, and it's 28 in Franklin and Ahoskie. Windsor's at 27 in Bertie County, and our friends Elizabeth City, Edenton rather, 36 degrees right now. If you look around the region, we're still around freezing around D.C., 33 in Richmond, 35 Raleigh, Myrtle Beach a little bit milder at 42. But I can't emphasize enough. Last night, a lot of these numbers were it was like 16 in Bangor, Maine. It was 16 in Pittsburgh. They've come up 20 degrees from this time last night. Go back to watch last night's live stream and fast forward or scrub the video to this temperature map. And I'm pretty sure they were 16s here. They're now significantly warmer. In fact, Tony Nargi was talking about how International Falls broke a record high today in the upper 40s. So International Falls to hit the upper 40s is extremely rare. Doesn't happen very often. The purple has retreated for now, but the operative word there is for now, right? We still have to get to the 28th of December, 27th, 28th, 2-3 days after Christmas. Look for a cold snap. I mean, it's like you're going to get the benefit of a very nice warm Christmas, maybe a drop of rain early on, but I think otherwise you're going to find it does turn sharply colder in the days to follow Christmas. I hope that makes sense, because all that purple air really represents single-digit numbers. They'll come back, even though they're in retreat right now here on the 16th of December. Now, if you need more evidence that this will come back, look at the areas that are white. I'm looking toward Alaska, Western Canada by the 22nd, 23rd. It's coming back. You can see that the highway has been paved in blue across the Dakotas and Minnesota. But if you're looking at what I'm looking at, this is the 26th. If we say, let's say the 28th, we get a little piece of this energy, this cold air comes racing down, it will have an impact, modified as it may be, in Virginia Beach. It'll obviously affect the Great Lakes first and foremost, but it could have implications on a cold snap down toward East Tennessee, into Kentucky, Lexington, Virginia, and North Carolina. We'll have to wait and see. but my expectation is it will come back. Fear not, if you're a fan of cold weather, it'll come back. Now, the Climate Prediction Center has not made that adjustment. Their latest update, and they're taking this block of time, and I think it's appropriate, it's a block of time, above normal for much of the country. This happens to include Christmas. But if the models, and I've said this before, if the models don't see, if the models don't recognize, if the models don't perceive what's going on 6 to 31 miles up in the sky, which they're not even geared to do, how on earth could they possibly see it's coming until it pushes it back down? And when it's in view, suddenly the models will buffer, they'll readjust, they'll recalibrate, and then everybody will be on the bandwagon. Hey, it's going to be cold around the 28th of December. I'm telling you now because it's first warning. So you know now to have some expectation that even though it's going to be warming up briefly, by the time we end the month, certainly by the end of December, we're going to see some cold air come back. All right, so it is now 8:05. It's time for the Eastern Shore. 52 in Bloxham and Chincoteague, 50 in Onancock, 51 in Saxis, 51 in Cape Charles, and 51 in Exmoor. We'll go from sun to clouds there. And in the Outer Banks, really not much different, much milder. 55 for Duck, 56 for Kill Devil Hills and Nag's Head, and 55 for Manio and Wanchese, while they're pushing 60 in Hatteras, 59 Ocracoke, and 57 in Rodanthe come Wednesday afternoon. Storm Prediction Center does show some problem areas, specifically the isolated, that's the green area here, might have some hot spots even tonight in parts of the west. This is including the Seattle area, Portland, possibly parts into Washington State and Northern California. Really, that's until 7 a.m. Eastern. Really not much to see elsewhere. The rest of the country looks quiet. Wednesday looks quiet, and I believe Thursday. Oh, Thursday includes parts of Tennessee. Does include parts of East Tennessee and parts of Kentucky. So if you're in Louisville, if you're in Lexington, you're in Nashville, you're under, or even Memphis, there's a chance that you have some isolated severe storms coming into your picture on Thursday, and I'm pretty sure it covers part of Knox County, really from the city west. So if you're in Hardin Valley, Oak Ridge, you're in it. If you're in Sevierville, Maryville, Wares Valley, you're not in it. Corrigan, not in it. But that could change. Morristown looks like you're in the non-colored area, so you're not going to be dealing with severe weather per se. That's all isolated and really not much to see here on the East Coast. So the surface map talks about and shows you graphically what's coming. It's this front that's over here. This is what we're going to be tracking. Note the time at the top right. That's Wednesday, tomorrow night. It's going to drop down through the Great Lakes, and it's going to pick up some moisture. It's going to gather up some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it, and now moving across parts of Ohio and into parts of the East Coast. Once it swings through, all of a sudden, you got snow machines going for lake effect from Rochester, Syracuse, and Buffalo, high pressure across Tennessee. So it'll clear out nicely for the second half of your Friday. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because I'm just trying to be the messenger here. Notice tonight it's virtually clear. Winds are light, but the winds are still out of the southwest. By tomorrow afternoon, it starts to cloud up. And this is what I was saying. We're going to go from sun to clouds as we head through the second half of the day. So while the winds are picking up 5 to 15, while clouds roll in, I don't see precipitation. There'll be some thin spots, 4 o'clock, but at least we're around 54. That's a benefit. If there is a spot shower, the graph model puts it right around Williamsburg, possibly Middlesex County and maybe Matthews County before this thing swings away. That's 10 o'clock. It might slide through briefly Gloucester. Sprinkle possible there. But even 7 a.m. Thursday, well, that's not the main event. 12 noon Thursday, this is not the main event. Even 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, while it might be raining around Virginia Beach or Chesapeake, it's not the main event. As I said, it would be building to around midnight on Friday morning. There's 5, there's 10, 11, there's 11. Can we take it another step? I think we can. This is 11, and then you said midnight, boom, right? Elizabeth City, raining, Virginia Beach, Williamsburg, all the way back. So the rain chances will only go up to about 80% at midnight Friday. And if I carry it one step further, see some red areas, there might be a rumble of thunder around, say, Manio or Wanchese or Roanoke Island, Duck, Nag's Head, maybe Kill Devil Hills could find some rumbles of thunder in red. This is also present in parts of North Carolina and toward Williamsburg. There could be rumbles. That's 2 a.m. This is 4 a.m. Some of this starts to turn burgundy. So my suggestion might be, hey, we're going to get a rumble of thunder while people are asleep. That could be in the offering as we head into Friday, 4 a.m. Now, if you're like most people, you're probably asleep, and you say, I don't know what this is all about, but by the time you get out the door, what time do you leave your house? 5, 6, 7? Rain's slowing down. It's slowing down in a bigger way by 5, and certainly by 7, it's like you got wet streets, but most of the rain has moved out. There's not much left to see here as illustrated by this model, and I suspect the clouds will be vacating the premises before midday in a big way. So tonight we're down to about 30 on the south side, much colder inland. Peninsulas maybe 33, as temperatures may rise, 30 for North Carolina. I have 27 for Ahoskie, 28 for Franklin, Suffolk, 32 for Hampton, and temperatures around Melfa 27, 28 for Moyock, and 29 for Chesapeake. Temperatures again may rise a wee bit before the sun comes up tomorrow, but we finish the afternoon mostly cloudy, about 50 for the peninsula. So high temperatures tomorrow, Williamsburg 56, 55 Hampton, 57 in Suffolk, and 57 in Elizabeth City. Highs about 58 Gatesville, 56 in Nags Head. That's where I expect to be. About 55 for Matthews tomorrow. So here's your first warning, WTKR News 3 7-day forecast. Again, very bullish with warmer air coming in on Thursday. If we were to suddenly exceed 60, like a 61 or 62, especially inland Virginia or inland North Carolina, it wouldn't surprise me. But I suspect the 58 is where we are closer to sunrise, and then it goes down, 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 down. So I think the best way to describe Friday is exactly how I listed it, early rain to sunshine. And you probably want to dress for the 40s because it's going to get colder. Friday night, Saturday morning, we're down to 30, and I think Saturday is a glorious looking day, a great day to maybe go out to Winterfest. You've got more opportunities between now and the end of the year. Check out Winterfest, Battleship, Wisconsin. You've got the Botanical Gardens, Garden of Lights. I was there about 9 days ago, the Sunday before the snow. You've got Christmas, Cookies with Santa, Williamsburg Lodge, Breakfast with Santa in Hampton and Suffolk. You got the Grinch Brunch in Williamsburg, Virginia Beach, Santa S'mores and more at Virginia Beach. Am I missing anything? How about Disney on Ice at the Scope? So if you're curious about Mickey's search party, where did Mickey go? That whole drama will unfold inside the Scope if you want to take your kids and family there. I think you'd have a great time. So the weather is really going to be dependent on what you do with it. But I can tell you we're going to get probably an inch of rain or more in some locally higher amounts on that time frame of Thursday into Friday. Any other questions? Now would be a great time to ask me. I got Luke. I guess he's following, saying hi. Maybe he's saying hi to somebody else. Arthur says hello. He's saying awesome job. Thank you. Thank you, Arthur. I mean, again, I'm just talking to myself if no one's watching, so I appreciate the thousands of people that watch this stream, either live or on tape, so to speak, after the fact. I'm just trying to give you guys the best information. The first warning to know what's coming down the road. Speaking of the picture to show you on the road here, this was the sunrise at Matthews from Charles Powers. Looks way better than I do, so I'll take it full screen. But don't you love this? This just really speaks volumes about how beautiful it is here any time of the year. Yes, it can be chilly, but a photograph like this, Charles, just doesn't really show the temperature. So what it makes me feel is warm inside, warm and fuzzy inside, especially as I look at even the sunrise this morning from Bradley. It looks like the birds in motion on the left. This is from Hampton, Sunrise Bradley. Thank you for sharing this gem with us as well. And earlier today, during the stream, I talked about the waning crescent moon. That is a 10% moon. We don't really get a new moon until Saturday, the 20th. But if you look to the upper right of the screen, you can see Charles got the moon in there. He noted it. It was a downtown Newport News vantage point, but I went ahead and zoomed in on the photo for all of us, and you can see that's why my mom calls it the hangnail moon, because it looks like a hangnail. That sounds more like a personal problem, maybe nothing a manicure couldn't fix, but it is the moon what it is, so 10% of that is out there tonight. So hopefully you have a chance to see it. And if not, here's the 7-day forecast once again, in case you missed it, 54, 60, and falling on Friday. So that's it all in a nutshell. And because you spent so much time with me, I just want to save you some money this holiday season. So does my sponsor, Marco's. They're offering you 50% off anything in their store at marcos.com. And if you're not familiar with Marco's, and maybe you're not familiar with all the things they make, yes, they make pizza, but they also have gluten-friendly cauliflower crust. Maybe you'd like to try a pizza. Maybe you'd like to try a pizza bowl. That's the no crust. Maybe a sub. Hot wings. They've got desserts, City Squares. They got the Philly, the white cheesy, the big cheese. All of this is 50% off. I mean, you could really save a deal. And if you remember back on Cyber Monday, when we really had Cyber Monday, and the locations, I'm talking about these 6 here, I was saying that to you, I would be lucky if I got free shipping. That was a big deal on Cyber Monday. I'm getting free shipping. I came out ahead. I think you come out way ahead if you get 50% off your pizza. And you come out really ahead if you go to our webpage, WTKR.com/Marcos, and sign up, because on Thursday, we're going to give away our next certificate for a year. Free pizza for a year. You could be a winner. We had Lynn Old, who's been commenting the last couple of streams. He won last week. And yes, if you've not revisited or visited Marcos yet, the Magnifico on the right, you can get half off tonight, or the Pozzoli on the left, which is the like a calzone or stromboli. Just go to marcos.com. We're very appreciative of all of you being here, and to satisfy your appetite, go to WTKR.com/Marcos. Again, very excited that you're here. Want to just remind you, it is now 8:15. You can always make sure that your appetite's satisfied. Go to marcos.com and let them know. They know by the promo code who's watching, because that promo is pretty much unique to this live stream. So want to make sure you're aware. Doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or if it's seriously cold is what it's been, but it's going to warm back up. It's going to come back and forth, just like the tide at the beach. High tide, low tide, doesn't surprise or alarm anybody here when that happens in the same day, from low tide in the morning, high tide in the afternoon. Why not expect the same from our atmosphere? High tide or cold tide or warm tide. We're going to warm things up next couple of days, but eventually it'll get cold again around the 28th of December. All right, we'll see you here next time. And make sure you know every day's a gift. Every day's a gift, so make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you here tomorrow. Take care.